basically, right? Gotta be kind of quick, not too quick because my battery's low, but when talk about mental health, suicide, well, we're not really going to talk about those things precisely, but along those lines, yeah. So the main thing I want to get across first is we've been almost taught to beat people up for the mentality of being a pussy hole to yourself, you know what I mean? So like you're scared to be yourself. You're scared of your own problems. Some people, yeah, not you, but I mean not whoever's listening directly, but we as a people. Yeah. So we're scared of our own problems. We're scared to be more like ourselves. Not only that, also we've been programmed as well. So it's not just being scared and fear. It's like some of us, that's just the way we are, it's the way we operate. So you don't realize the reasons behind it, whether you're scared, whether you don't want to admit truth, denial. Do you get what I'm saying? So the people, when you're about to feel like you don't want to be here no more, you want to commit suicide, or doing something wrong to yourself or someone else, like i.e. self-harming or robbing someone, that's because you're realizing you have the fear of your problems. You might not know what your problems are, but you're realizing that something is not quite right, or like you're realizing that fear. You're like almost about to find more about who you are. I'm not saying you can always we don't instantly just find out exactly who we are. Like, I'm not saying we don't know who we are. I'm not saying, oh, you're so fake, you don't know who you are. Don't take it like that. I just mean you hide a lot of things. We hide many things about us. So when we're about to realize it, we take it as depression. So when we realize further about ourselves, we don't realize we take it as depression. Yeah. So it's like, I know that sounds so far-fetched here, because obviously you have stress. You'll be like, well, I don't want to be here because financially I've got health issues, family issues, which could stem further than just you. It might be you don't have enough money for your son or daughter, nephew or niece to give them presents and food and bills. And it's not just always, I'm not saying people just think it's always about them, but you're realizing this is your issue. I'm not saying that's going to make it go away, but you're starting to accept, not accept it as in you've given up, but you start to accept, I've been trying to brush off some of these problems for so long, but this is what it is. Not just I'm low, but this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? We always say, yeah, that is you being financially low doesn't mean that's who you are. Like, oh, you're poor, you're broke, or you can't do nothing in life. Doesn't mean, oh, that's who you are. Like, you're a loser. But that's a part of, at the moment, that's a part of who you are. It might not be those things. You might be financially fine and feel like shit, but because you're hiding your. But my point is, the people who are scared to be themselves, i.e. in rap music and shit, the people that are scared to be themselves get bigged up for the behaviour. So when you feel suicidal, it's because you just don't want to admit that that's who you really are. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what we're not ready for. So with that being said, yeah, I hope that made sense, yeah, because I don't know if I worded it precisely how I wanted to. But with that being said, yeah, when you're about to feel suicidal, don't do it. Do you get what I'm saying? The reason I'm saying not to do it is because this is the beauty. This is the first beginning of your beauty. It's because you feel suicidal. I know it sounds backwards, yeah, but you've been taught to not be yourself for so long. Now you're scared to step into the next steps. Your body's automatically gone, your brain's gone. I don't want to be here. I could be wrong. I know some people are going to disagree with me, but if it's not 100% true, I don't mean like that's the reason why everyone feels suicidal, but it's a part of it, is what I'm saying. Because let me run it back quick as I can, you know, like I said, on my battery. But this is the point why you shouldn't do it, because what I'm trying to say is you've been taught. So this is what I'm trying to say. One of the reasons why you feel like that, yeah, because people who are get praised for being a pussy hole to themselves, yeah. I hate to use that word because I'm not calling any of you pussy holes, but I mean, like, if someone just talks about, like, we big up the people who hoe themselves, people that don't know themselves, and people that don't want to grow themselves. They get bigged up, yeah. pre the rhymes, innit? They get bigged up, yeah? And so now you can't get bigged up for being yourself. I'm not saying you want praise, but it's just naturally, so we've been taught to avoid ourselves for some of our youth. Not every youth had this identity problem. I'm not saying we all, but many. When I say, I like to usually exaggerate this percentage, but I mean like 90% maybe, more, give or take a little bit. Like that's more than many, that's nearly everyone. Do you get what I'm saying? And we are like the minority. It's funny how maybe a bigger percentage of people have the identity complex or crisis, but we're still the minority because the dumbest behaviours, the people that have the identity complex are still the ones bigging up the behaviour as well. Not everyone, but because some of us just don't realise we're caught in the middle. We don't know who we want to be yet, or we don't know what steps you want to take. So my point is the people that get bigged up for it. So you're taught to avoid who you really are. Not because, I'm not saying, oh yeah, you want to be like the next gangster and go and stab man and sell drugs, but you've taught to avoid the little things because you're not allowed to believe you can like those little things. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's not what's in current right now. Like looking the best, saying the best shit, dressing the best, jewels, cars, materials, everything else, popularity in terms of putting people down in groups. So the person, if someone has something negative to say because they disagree, let's say you disagree with what I say, yeah? And 20 of, I'm not saying I've got any following like that, but 20 of my following, even if, let's say I had like 100,000 following, 1 million followers, and I just said something on your comment, I disagree with that. You're going to get seen as the troll, but you just disagree. That's just how you really feel. So now you're taught to not be yourself because you're a troll if you have a negative opinion, which is your own opinion, i.e. you're being yourself. So even when you try and be yourself and you're not hiding from yourself, you are still called a troll or called anything else, but that's just you. And saying something negative on someone's thing is not a bad thing. As long as you wasn't rude, you just said, no, I disagree because X, Y. It's seen as negative when really so I called it negative, excuse my French. Negative is a French word, and what I'm trying to say, it's not even negative, you just disagreed. That's not negative. But now you're a troll. So now you're ready to just kill yourself for being yourself, so you don't realise the beauty of it, that you are yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? At 360s. But you don't see that you're yourself. You think you're yourself, but you need to really open your eyes and see the beauty of yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? This is why you feel suicidal. This is why I say when you feel suicidal, that's the biggest reason not to kill yourself. Because you're yourself. Man, just kiss my hand right now. Blew that to the sky. You feel me? Do the same. Even if you don't see it yet, just do that. So, I repeat, yeah, so everything's avoiding us from being ourselves, which is, this behaviour being programmed from the government, but also our people, unforsakably, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know what the worst in my mind, but although we didn't want it to happen, our people, we've also took this behaviour on ourselves. It's not just the government's fault, it's our own people. I'm not saying to hate every person, human beings, but sometimes, yeah, stay in your shell. Don't try and get popularity, fuck that. Live for you, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not here to come and tell you the do's and don'ts. Now, let me relate something back to me quickly, because I wanted to say this. It's not just me to come and compare, look at all my problems and shit. I've had a tumour or an abscess for like 8 months now. Nearly a year. Like, it's affected me in so many ways, like to the point where I don't even know what crying is no more. Like, you see sometimes when you're younger and you feel to cry and you might sob a little tear. When I feel to cry, there's no emotion. I don't feel to cry. It's not even me trying to stop myself there. It just, my body automatically goes boom. There's no such thing as crying, but I haven't even taught that to myself. That's just from the pain I'm in. The pain I've been in, because it was worse at the start. Obviously, it's eased up a little, but it's like, yeah, I'm nowhere near done. I don't know if I will be done. Do you get what I'm saying? In terms of being healthy again. But this is the main reason. I already thought was that before this happened, it is like, everything's bad timing in life, isn't it? Good or bad timing, but everything, a lot of the times bad timing. Before this happened, I was already seeing the beauty in life, but now this made me truly realise, and I'll still be ignorant some days. But life is a blessing. Like, some people think, wait, what do you mean? Like, you've had a thing for like 8 months, nearly a year. I mean, also, let me go into the more detail about, because people want to talk about, I don't know how to say it, like a woman, when she has her period, might bleed for a week every month. Every day, since my abscess is open or tumours opened up, 6 months plus, 7 months nearly. Yeah, bled every single day. Every single day. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I say, I'm not here to compare nothing, I'm just trying to say, when that first happened, do you think I felt suicidal? Of course I did. And I'm not one of the people, like I said, before that I was already seeing the beauty in myself, the beauty in life. I was starting to appreciate things I never appreciated before, but truly, not just saying it, like I felt it. I meant it, like I lived it, like smiling when I didn't want to smile, because I still had stress. Before that, I still had other stress. This is why it's ultra stress for me now. And I still love the world, I still love life, I still love myself, I still love other people, even if they want to backstab me, disrespect me, treat me like I ain't shit when you might help them uncover something in themselves, or take an extra step on a stepping ladder. They come back and disrespect you. Some people, that makes them hate all people. No, I love my people. I do still hate some people. Like, sometimes I just randomly hate people now because of that. But I'm not saying when I was younger I didn't do that behaviour, and I still don't do that behaviour to others too. So I'm not guilty. I'm still guilty of that too. But so now I just randomly hate people. It's like, you got a trait of someone that's done me like that, and there's people that have looked out for me, helped me and shit as well. Not saying like I'm anywhere, like I'm broke as well financially. So no one's come and actually like literally took me out of my situation. I'm not expecting anyone to, but I'm just saying, expanding a bit more about myself. I haven't had a major handout to the point where I'm blessed, I'm financially stress-free and financially free. No, I'm not, far from it. But sometimes I just randomly have traits. No, sorry, I just hate people's traits. Like, you have that trait, you're blocked on social media, you have that trait. Sometimes it's my ignorance, I might dislike someone, but they're saying some shit that can help me. So I still take 2 steps back and I'm like, you have this trait. I'm gonna say, I wanna make sure my phone's still rolling and shit. I'm gonna wrap it up in a sec, like, battery is due to die. But yeah, sometimes, so I might just naturally hate someone that's done me wrong or move sly or snaky to me. This is not me saying, oh, everyone around me's put me down, but I'm just saying that's how people move online. It's like, they'll take from you and then they'll go and chat shit and say you're not shit, but you wait, I'm your dad, like, I treat you like my son and daughter. If I was harsh, if I roughed your feathers up the wrong way, my bad, but I try to just give my truth for myself, how I feel, and how can I possibly help you by just giving you the raw truth. You might not see it yet, you will see it one day. Do you get what I'm saying? Or you will realise I was wrong one day and you were still right. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, I just had to say my truth, how I felt at the time. But my point is, so don't go off that triggered emotion, because yeah, sometimes I might just say, well, I don't want that energy around me, but I still might listen to what they got to say, because I need to know, I can't just know the negative in the world because I'm negative at that moment in time. I have to see, they might be saying something about world matters that I agree with. I'm out of breath from walking up a fat hill as well. Thought I'd go for a long walk, but I didn't have as much battery as expected. I was busy, so I didn't charge my phone beforehand, but thought I'll go for a long walk and sleep for like an hour, but it's not going to be that. But still going to go for a long walk. I just can't make a video for long, but should I even say audio, but whatever you want to call it. So it's like, because if you always go off what the negative is, that's another reason. It's not just everyone else's fault that you feel suicidal. Yeah, a lot of that has a part to play. The fact that everyone says you're not you for being you, or because you disagree with someone you're a troll, or because you don't sell drugs and stab man up for a living, or you're a troll, not you're a troll, or you're a pussy. Or, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's other people usually your age saying that. Or adults that have never really grew up, and those adults are still bums, even if they're not bums financially, they just think like a bum. I hate to call people bum, but that's what they are. Dislike it. If you think like that, you're a bum. So who you mad at, me or the mirror? Do you feel what I'm saying? So you need to live life like I'm the shit, not to be cocky and make people want to fucking hate you and fucking... Sometimes people are naturally going to hate you anyway, but I'm just saying, you don't have to forcefully make people hate, but you can still say it out. You can wake up every day and go on social media or go to shout out your window, I'm the shit. my name's such and such. People eventually it will either wear off on yourself or people will just be pissed off. And if you obviously have the materials to match, that's why people are going to hate. You know what I'm saying? You're going to attract more negative behavior just from being positive. That's unfortunately the way it goes off. From being yourself too much, then people are going to say, oh, they're too much of themselves. They got too much of their ego, so you can't even be yourself and disagree. You can't even be yourself and agree, because a lot of the people as well who are the haters, or the ones that are we big up for being a pussy to themselves because they want to put their fake part of them online all the time. Some people might really do all this shit. I'm not saying they don't do drillings and drug dealings, but 5% of their day might take place on that. The other 5% they might be eating fruit. They're not telling you they're eating fruit, so they're still lying even if they're telling the truth. And it's, like I said, back to the point real quick. Sometimes the people say, give yourself self-care, self-love, all this. But when you do and you start saying, I'm the shit, I give myself all this self-care, this self-love, and you're saying, I'm really this, I've done well for myself in terms of how I feel mentally, then people are like, no, you can't be that, you're too egotistic. What do you mean you wanted me to give myself self-care? So now they're trying to make you feel suicidal and low for loving yourself when they told you to give yourself self-care. The haters. Everyone's realizing they hate themselves. So everyone doesn't realize they hate themselves. So when you start realizing, you know what, I hate myself, or I hate other people, or you found yourself, like I said about 5-10 minutes ago, the revolution was when you feel suicidal, you found you. It's beautiful. That doesn't, so I have to repeat, please do not do it. Do not kill yourself. Do not harm yourself. And I'm not saying my example is like, there's probably still people going through worse than me and have other stress as well with what I said. But I felt the same. I didn't literally go towards doing anything or any self-harm or killing, but it crossed my brain like, I can't live like this. Like I was like, it's not the fact that I don't want to be, it's like I can't. It's not that I can't do it. Like it's not because of the stress. Like obviously it's the selfish bit kicks in. I want to be healthy. Like I want to be doing whatever I want to do and focus on my goals of business and getting money and X, Y, Z. And this is putting a major hold on me mentally. I'm trying, and I got smarter than I've ever been. And now, do you get what I'm saying? It's unforeseeable. And I still understand that life happens like that. That's why obviously I just had to say like it's life. Like it's a blessing. Like it's beautiful. Like. So my point is, I know some people, you might be going through worse than me, but if that's one of your reasons, you've got something similar, like a health issue or a financial issue, just think of me. I'm not saying I'm greater than you, but think of me like I'm here with you. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm here with you. Like, don't do it, because finding out more about yourself, you might already be very much in touch with yourself, because before this happened, I've had suicidal thoughts before as well, for more minor issues, yeah? And like, there's still, even though, like I said, I'm not here coming here to say to some of you, oh, you don't know who you are, you're fake. I'm saying you don't know you don't know the whole of yourself yet. I don't either, but I'm learning every day. That's why I want to be here. And I'm not saying, some people in your state, it's hard to talk to people in a suicidal state or a low state, because they're going to be like, or depressed state, because they're going to be like, well, I don't care about my next smile. I don't care about my next beautiful thing I'm about to unlock about myself, because I don't want to be here. What do you mean? You're talking to someone that doesn't give a shit right now. I get that too, but like, yeah, like that's not, I don't know how to word it, but it's just like you can be part of something greater. Do you get what I'm saying? Because people, we don't have to come together and like be friends, but we can come together if you care about the world and other youth and our next footsteps. You don't want them to see, let's say you're a very positive person to your friends, like in face-to-face outside world and online, because I'm not coming here to say that online is a fake world. It's the same thing, but it's online. It's the same as other people's life, but it's online. It's more glamorized, it's more faked up. It doesn't mean it's not real life, but to an essence it's not. But I don't mean your life's fake because you're online. So my point is, I know it is just about you. I'm not saying you're selfish, but I'm saying because it's how you feel. So you matter. What you feel matters, yeah? But let's say there's youth that are watching you, even if it's one youth, 2 youths, 10 youths, and you only have like 10 following, 20 following. And same for your friends, you only have 5 friends in the outside, well, 2 friends or 0. People are still seeing your energy and seeing what you're saying, seeing what you're not saying, seeing what you're withholding yourself from, like bad things you could be not wanting to do. They could see that. They look up to you. If you're a positive person, right, and you, what is it? Oh yeah, my name's Nas, by the way. I'm not hiding who I am. Like, I had issues doing an audio podcast. I don't like camera. It's not the fact that I don't like who I am. Like, my name's Nas. November Alpha Sierra, you get me? Nas. Nas. Yeah? From London. London, UK. Fucking. But back to the point, yeah? People are seeing your positivity. And if they see that you've killed yourself or you harmed yourself, it's like, well, what is their next hope? Do you get what I'm saying? So if people right now soon are going to all come together, even the ones that look down on us and like portray more of the evil in the world, yeah, they're going to have to come and join us soon. Don't forget that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they're eventually going to realize, well, I don't want to be a pussy to myself no more. We all made fun of these people who are already themselves. What about me? I'm not myself no more. I'm not come here to take the piss out of them either. I'm just saying that's the facts, what it is. I've been there when I was young too, but I didn't even know. That's the thing as well when I'm young. So I'm putting them down like they know. Some of them don't know, but they know they get bigged up for the wrong behaviour. Me, I didn't have the big following. I didn't get big. So I knew what I was saying wasn't right because no one said I was right. When I thought, yeah, I'm a G, like I'll run around the ends and do what I want. And I even thought, oh, police ain't gonna catch me when I do things. Then our tutu's man's been arrested, like, psh. But that's a whole nother story, you know what I mean? For a lot of minor things, to be honest, you just run around being a little shit, you get what I'm saying? Being a nuisance. But yeah, then I arrested like 5-10 times, and I started getting arrested for things I'd never done because my face and my name was just kind of known. I wasn't like no bigger than any of some people done worse than me, but I just don't know why. Because I was always about on pedal bikes, so my face was already known even if I wasn't doing nothing bad, you get what I'm saying? But then obviously when I done bad things, that came in reason, my room, parts of the house would get raided and shit a couple of times, and I'm like, I ain't even done shit. They tell me this is this for this charge. I'm like, definitely was not me. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's another story. So I just then it also hitting me the realization of like, yeah, you can go and be whatever you want in this world. So it's a positive thing. Do what you want, but there'll always be consequences, good or bad. Do you get what I'm saying? And eventually, these younger people who are scared to be themselves, and some of them do realize they're getting praised for this behavior because it's paying them. They realize it's wrong, but it's paying them, so they're like, fuck it, I'm getting all this love, this money, for being essentially lit, L-I-T. That's what we want to call it. Why are they going to stop? Do you blame them? Come on, like, obviously I blame them for the fact this is our youth mindset, because we haven't seen nothing yet. To the young ones listening, older ones listening, this is to both of you now. We haven't seen nothing yet in terms of this behavior affected the mentality on a small scale. Next, the way the internet's evolving now, millions of people watch these videos. It's a much bigger scale. So this is why I'm trying to say, like, if you care about the world, the youth, Mother Nature, your sisters, your brothers' babies that may be pregnant or had a baby or thinking about having a baby, you want them to get good nutrients in life through their diet, right? You want them to study for someone else. Don't just study for yourself. Obviously study for you, get a better diet for yourself, but study for your doesn't have to be. If you don't have family, that's cool. Like, you don't have to do it for no one. Do it for yourself, and then you can teach someone that's not your son or daughter or your nephew or niece or your sisters. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't need to study for it. You don't need to have a friend, because people are like, I don't have no friends. Anyway, fuck you. You try and shit. I don't. At the moment, I don't have any. I have people that I can class as friends, but I don't have people that I can just sit there and put all my problems on. Like, and I'm not saying that you want to put your problems on, but you like, I don't have friends, so I don't have any positives. Cool. I have a couple friends, but at the moment, at the stage I'm in my life, is like I'm focusing too much on wrong things like money and business. Not that it's a wrong thing, but so I don't have time to engage with my friends as much. So it's not my friends' fault. It's my fault as well. They're busy in their life, so it's no one's fault. It's just at the moment it's just life. So I'm at a stage where I'm not saying I don't have friends, because I don't want to come here and lie to you, but at the moment I don't have friends around me, like no one. Do you get what I'm saying? Like. And there's a couple good people that check up on me, so big up them. I'm not coming to say I have no friends, but at the moment, it's basically zero, like, at this precise moment. But I always have, I'm not taking them for granted. I love them. I always have a couple people there. So I know there's some people that literally have zero friends. Do you get what I'm saying? But my point is, you don't have to do that. One day you could adopt children. If you care about the world underneath, you can adopt children. But for you to be the best parent, you don't have to be in the best place financially. Obviously, you would have to financially be able to support another child and yourself. But you would need to know good things like diet. Otherwise, you're gonna adopt, or you're gonna raise the next youth. You want to care about the next youth. If you're studying already, big up you. If you're not studying, you got more time on your hands. Good. You can study now instead of like thinking about to. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come in to tell you what to do and what not to do, but you can do beautiful things tomorrow, today, right now. You can bang on YouTube, and obviously, if you don't know the best things about that yourself, you're not gonna know what to research. You're gonna have to get it wrong a few times, and then you can come and teach the youth. It doesn't have to be for anything money. You can just come and teach the youth. And if you already got money and you feel suicidal, your issue is not financial, you can come and study health and wealth and well-being and slap all your money into finding as many people that will watch your videos as possible, who are truly interested, that will take the time and shit. And you might have just saved a couple lives yourself. So now I'm talking to you. I'm not saying I've saved your life, but I'm talking to you, telling you not to. And then you can go and save 1 million people. I could save essentially 1 million people one day as well. Do you get what I'm saying? And for some it's not as easy. We might only get 1 view, 2 views, 10 views. But then you go to that person, next person you change, boom. They want to live, but do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying to come here like me and say don't commit suicide. I'm just trying to break that. I've never thought about this point like this before, so I've come to say, and I might be wrong still, because everyone feels suicidal in different ways. Everyone has different types of depression, and it's because of different reasons as well. It's not that easy to say, yeah, this is why you're suicidal. But I mean, like, if you really deep it, a part of it has to be for that. For me, and I'll say a lot of people, tell me I'm wrong in it. Like, I'm not here to come and say, oh, in the comments, drop it. I don't mean like that. But tell me I'm wrong in it. You can hit me up personally, like a DM. I don't know if I got Instagram for this podcast I'm doing at the moment. So I just put it on YouTube at the moment. But I might leave my other account as well. Do you get what I'm saying? I want a way for you to contact me that doesn't have to be, if you don't want to drop the comments. I don't care about help with my algorithms and views. I don't give a shit about that. This is not for that. If one day it becomes that, cool, I don't, like, that's great, isn't it? But I want to just hear people's opinions. You can say I'm wrong because of X, Y, Z, but literally that on 10% battery, so I have to wrap this up soon, yeah? But come and tell me, oh no, you're wrong. It's not because I am myself, that's why I'm suicidal. Some people want to say, well, it's because I'm as far from myself as humanly possible as to why. So come like, well, to break it down, and even if you don't want to talk to me, think of it. But think for it. You don't have to leave a comment or DM me. Think about it right now. Well, why do you feel so far away from yourself? I would love to know some of your answers. Do you get what I'm saying as well? In terms of like, well, I have a feeling. I'm not trying to be a big-headed person. I'm the smartest. But it's gonna fall back to that. The fact you know yourself and other people, or what you see around you. I'm not saying you have comparisons, because comparisons is something almost that's sometimes forcefully done. We have comparisons that are naturally programmed in us, and it's the same thing. It's still a comparison, but I'm not saying you compare your life to others. I'm just saying you question your life to others. You don't compare. You're like, well, I can't be me because people saying, oh, you're negative, you're a troll for disagreeing with someone. Don't forget that's the power of social media. You know, it's a very powerful tool, which doesn't mean it's just evil or negative, but it means when it is evil or negative, it's too, like, the power is fucked. The balance is off for days, months, years, centuries. This is what you ain't seen it because social media's barely been out for a fucking decade, let alone a century. But if it does continue for that long, you'll see the balance is still going to be off in 50 years. So, but like I said, but that means it's also the beautiful side. Okay, cool. For example, what I'm trying to tell to get through to some of the younger people and adults, if you're not clear yet, social media is publicly, so if people can come and be rude to you and all gang up on you, you have 10 times, 100 times even the right now to still disagree with people. Still tomorrow, I'm not saying disagree with people just to fucking piss them off and just for disagreeing with people, but if you don't agree with something now, cool, it's social media. They put that shit publicly. It doesn't mean, because people take an insult as if you disagree, oh, you're trying to be negative, you're fucking up my energy, you're giving me bad vibes. No, you're talking, sometimes, no offense to you people, you're talking shit, or you haven't learned enough yet yourself to speak. Or sometimes I just disagree because I disagree. So what? It's not negative. You're negative for fucking not being able to take my disagreement positively. Do you get what I'm saying? Social media public. If people do too much publicly, that's their fault. It's not your fault for commenting on the fact they're doing too much publicly. Their energy's off from the start. You never made their energy off. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? So it's not that you do comparisons, that you question out I'm so far away from myself because I can't be myself. So it leads back to the fact you are yourself. You're not scared of yourself. You've realized the fear, like, that you're having of yourself. Does that kind of make sense? You're not scared of yourself. You realize some people who get bigged up for the behavior of being a pussy hole to themselves. I know it sounds rude, or they haven't learned about themselves yet, and they get bigged up for promoting drug dealing, violence, selling their bodies and souls and shit. Yeah. They like, I don't know how to say it. They're scared of themselves because they're not themselves. Sometimes they don't know, they can't see who they are because they've been blinded by all these following, these likes, and how they need to operate to maintain it. Whereas you have found yourself, but you have a fear. Not saying you're scared. You're aware that there's a fear there of yourself because you know yourself. You are yourself, but people are trying to stray you from it. So you feel suicidal because you're being pulled both ways. It's that energy. Now look at spirituality. If you know about that, I don't really speak about it too much because I don't read tarot cards and all this shit. I just feel I'm spiritual in terms of my inner self, my inner sense. Not like innocence, but it's similar, like my inner sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah? You're being pulled at both sides. That's impossible. That's why you feel, that's another reason on top of that first reason that you feel suicidal. I think I'm going to pretty much leave it there, yeah? Because I haven't come here to say good tips and advice. Obviously, if you don't know the basics, keep hydrated with water. Do not drink fizzy drinks, sugar. Make sure you get sugar from fruit, no processed sugar and all that shit. But seriously, I used to have a shit diet, similar. Get sunlight, not too much, but enough a day, 10-15 minutes to begin with. Increase from there if you really want. I find 15 minutes a day for me. It was alright, but I have light skin. I'm basically white, but there you go. Well, I'm mixed race in fact, but my skin's more white. 10-15 minutes of sun a day. Obviously, if it's not sunny, you ain't getting sun. So you might have to look into a supplement. But you still have to look into the best quality supplements. So some things are too synthetic. There's no point even taking it. You may as well get daylight, go out and get 10-15 minutes of daylight if there's no sun. Just stare in the sky, get the UV rays through in your eyes. Obviously, don't stare at the sun to blind you, but you need UV rays in your eyes as well as your skin. Stay hydrated. Eat your fruit. Get all the minerals from your fruit and veg. Exercise. Take many steps. If you don't have an injury or disability, if you do something while you're sitting down to build your heart rate up a little bit. Hot and cold showers are beautiful if you can hack that. But one day we'll come and break down all the ins and outs about diet and nutrition. I'm not an expert, but I know what's worked for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not an expert because I'm ill. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm not coming to just be negative and say this is all the reasons why you're going wrong. I haven't come here to give you the solutions. I don't know the solutions to stop everyone from doing bad things to themselves. But I'm literally going to have to leave it there, yeah? Want to talk more? Comment with each other in the comments. I'll join that too. Yeah, big up yourself, innit? Big up yourself more. Who cares who you can and can't be? You're already yourself, innit? Or you're already on the ballot path to yourself. And there's still a whole road ahead of you.